All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something we all use every single day: money. Specifically, how the cash and cards in your wallet, well, became an app on your phone.
So let's just start with a really simple question. I want you to think for a second. What's in your wallet right now? Like right this minute.
Is it still that old leather billfold, stuffed with cards and receipts? Or is it just your phone? For a whole lot of us, that answer has totally flipped, and it happened incredibly fast. This shift is one of the biggest changes in the history of money, and we're going to break down exactly how it all went down.
Okay, so to get a handle on where we are, we've got to take a trip back in time. Because, before we could just tap our phones, we had to solve a much bigger problem. How do you even buy things without money? It all started with the headache of just trading stuff.
And wow, this timeline really tells the story, doesn't it? For centuries, paying for stuff was, well, a huge pain. We started with bartering, I'll give you 3 chickens for that pot. Clunky, right? Then came paper money, which was a game changer for just carrying value around. But the real revolution, the one that set the stage for today, was plastic. It started with these early ideas like the Charge It card, which eventually grew into the giants we all know, like Visa and MasterCard. They basically owned our wallets for decades. And look, plastic money was a huge leap forward. It solved a real problem. Nobody wants to carry around a giant wad of cash. It's risky. Cards were way more convenient, way more secure. But, like any big innovation, they weren't perfect. They created a whole new set of headaches. And that brings us to the next big step in the evolution of payments. This is where we try to solve the problems that plastic created. Losing your card, waiting in line at the ATM, or just the annoyance of having to carry a wallet at all. And here it is, the e-wallet. You can call it a digital wallet, same thing. So what is it, really? It's basically an app that takes everything in your physical wallet and puts it securely on your phone. It's like a digital container for your cards and bank info. And the best part, it's designed to be incredibly simple. Seriously, you download the app, connect your bank or your card one time, and that's it. You're done. From then on, paying for stuff is almost instant. The goal is to make it so easy you don't even have to think about it. All right, so let's get into the cool part, the magic behind the scenes. How does this actually work? When you tap your phone to pay, what is literally happening to make that transaction go through? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a whole network of different technologies all talking to each other in a split second. Your phone, the merchant's terminal, your bank, they're all part of this digital dance. But for us, the people actually using it, it really comes down to a couple of super popular methods that you've probably already seen. Okay, so the two big ones you'll run into are QR codes and something called UPI, QR codes. Super simple. It's just that little square barcode. Any shop can just print one out and stick it on the counter. You scan it, you pay. Easy. UPI is a little more advanced. It's a system that lets you send money directly from your bank to someone else's, instantly. It's kind of like sending a text, but with money. You just need a simple address, not their whole long bank account number. So you might be thinking, okay, this tech is cool, but how does it go from being a niche thing to being everywhere? Well, to see how that can happen, we need to look at a real-world event that sent a shockwave through an entire country and basically forced millions of people to go digital overnight. Check this out. On November 8th, 2016, the government in India made an absolutely stunning announcement. Essentially, they said that the two biggest cash bills people used every day were basically worthless, starting at midnight. Just like that. And get this, that wasn't just a small change. Those two bills made up 86% of all the cash in the entire country. Poof, gone, overnight. Can you imagine? Suddenly, almost all the physical money was invalid. People had to find a new way to pay for everything, and they had to find it fast. And the effect was just explosive. With no cash to use, people had no choice but to turn to digital payments. And I mean, they turned in a big way. The number of digital transactions shot up by 65% in a single year. That is just a mind-blowing rate of change. So what was a crisis for cash users was a golden opportunity for e-wallet companies. A leading company, Paytm, saw its user base just skyrocket. They added 60 million new users in only 3 months. People weren't just trying it because it was cool, they were using it because they had to. Okay, so this massive, sudden shift totally reshaped the landscape. Let's look at how that one event helped make the mobile wallet go from being kind of a niche tech thing to just a normal part of everyday life. So, today you've got a few different flavors of these wallets. Think of it like this. A closed wallet is like a gift card for just one store. A semi-closed one is like a card that works at a specific group of approved stores. And then you have open wallets, which are usually run by banks. They're the whole shebang. You can use them almost anywhere, just like a debit card. And you can really see how much our habits have changed by looking at how we shop online. The old way of doing things, cash on delivery, has fallen off a cliff. It's been cut almost in half. And where did that go? Straight to digital wallets. Their usage has more than quadrupled. It's now a dominant way to pay.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It means mobile wallets have officially crossed over. They're not just for early adopters and tech fans anymore. They have hit the mainstream. They're now a totally normal, trusted tool that a huge chunk of the population uses every single day.
When you step back, it's a pretty incredible journey, isn't it? What we call money is never static. It's always evolving, from shells to paper to plastic, and now to just pixels on a screen. Each step made it a little easier, a little faster, which leaves us with a really fascinating final question. What's the next step in that evolution? What comes after the pixels?